Hello everybody, how's it going? So today we are going to be doing an unboxing because I've not seen a single video on this entire company or this wheel at all, and I don't even know if I got scammed at all, so maybe you won't even see this. What I really like about this, before we even open up the box, is that I ordered this last week, like maybe Tuesday of last week, and it was shipped out on Friday of that week, and it came out this week. So a full week of traveling through the UK and overseas into here. And that's pretty surprising for how fast it was. And pay any extra to get here. And I think it was like $25 per shipping. And I didn't pay for expediting either. So I wonder how fast that one is going to be. But for a full week, and that's it, it was pretty fast. Especially with, all the circumstances going on. But they have this whole official, sticker over here that I feel really ashamed of breaking. Right here, we're going to break it. Did I get it right? No, I did not. All right. Here we go. This is the actual box being opened. And before I knock that down, that's to be fun if I did. We have a bunch of just, I guess, protection layers. Here we have paper as well that I'll look through first before I show the camera. And this is the actual wheel, I think. Here we go. And then there is base part of it as well, and I think that's everything that's inside the box. All right, so this is the box that goes away now. This is our current thing. We get a letter, I think, as well from the people over there. So there's my information that I can't show you guys, and here you go, a big thank you as well. Sim Racing, thank you. Really nice. So besides all those goodies, let's get to the actual wheel. So I have no clue. This is like a interesting packaging method. I've never seen this before. And I used to like unravel packages. Big. So here you go. This is the actual one. It's covered with a bunch of. So let's see what it is. Wow. Wow. Now it's surprisingly light. You can see me in the camera. Hi. It's surprisingly light. I will say, the paddle shifters feel pretty but here is the actual just what it is, right? So obviously it's for whatever wheelbase you have. This portion is going to be probably either similar or different, like where you cut out, but this is the parts I got for my Fanatec one, and obviously everything else here though is going to be similar, and the grips feel great. I'm not gonna lie to you. Give it a go with. Oh, smells like fresh printing. Oh, the buttons are nice though. All right, let's get rid of this little screen tab here. Hello. Goodbye. And there you go. Wow, is she pretty? I'll tell you that much. Let's put you down gently. Okay, so in comparison of size, at least, I'm gonna pull around the McLaren GT3 V2 wheel from Fanatec, and it is almost identical in actual width. I think the only difference between these two is the height, and obviously that's because there's a screen on this one. So if you can tell, it's like just slightly taller. And with this McLaren wheel, we have a clutch paddle. We have two clutch paddles. And we have, I forgot what this is called, with those kind of shifters. This one, we don't have that. We have almost like kind of a plastic for the paddle shifters. And they don't feel great. I'm to be upfront honest with you, they're not the greatest feeling, but they do feel like they will work. So I'm not scared of that part right now. And here's the other part that we get with it. Goodies that we get with it as well. So for the Fanatec, so I'm guessing this is all for the screw on as well. And I don't know if I'm supposed to remove this. Yeah, I am. So it screws off. I think I should release the pins. So it is here. I have it of the, I can't remember what it's called, but this is the, I want to say Gran Turismo steering wheel. And then this is the one. So look how different the pins are. They are almost in the exact same place as the other ones. I guess it requires less pins, or it's to do something else, but I hope it works with my system. So, but I mean, that's the wheel. I mean, top part is blank as well. So this is the sticker that goes on top right there, just fits right on. And I mean, wow, the quality surprisingly looks pretty nice. I think the only issue is that I think right now is these paddle shifters. I definitely would like to see an upgrade for one of these, for something more of like, I guess, alloy or something like that, because everything else feels solid, and this just feels super not quality at all. So that's my only gripe with it. But yeah. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, there's an issue already that I've come across. And the biggest issue right now that I'm seeing is the fact that it didn't include everything I needed to have. So we only got one eyeline key within the bag of goodies, I guess. So luckily, I do carry a set of outline keys, and I don't know what number this is, but this side doesn't work. This side works on the wheel, not this side. So we have to unscrew, I think 4 screws or 5, maybe 5 screws. So it's almost disappointing because I was super high hopes because I was like, wow, this looks like still high quality especially for the price the company's known as, but there's always going to be mistakes, especially with this kind of smaller company. So what we need to do is attach this portion of the quick release and the input to the paddle shifters and then into the wheel immediately, right? Not immediately, but in succession, right? Well, we bought the wheel. It looks great. Almost feels perfect. So now as we fully expose and attach the quick release, we're going to do exactly what they want us to do, which is put this little white cable through this little hole right here and attach the top part of this portion to the top. And here we go. So line this part up, and there should be screws in the back that will line up together. So there they are. And this will be these interesting looking ones. So as I tighten the final screw, you want to make sure this is all flush as well. Bam. And I hope there's not like a tightening restriction on this. We finally got this quick release and everything attached. It all looks right. All right, let's get to see more of the kind of the paddle shifter in place. You see, it's kind of just almost loose, I want to say. But there we go. All right, I'm gonna go back to the screen. The small one's in. Fun time. And finally, she's completed. So there you go. That is the full wheel in its whole. But wow, does it look beautiful? As by far the actual just general look of the wheel, it's gorgeous. And the buttons feel great. The screen looks insane. And I haven't even plugged it in yet. So how about we just go do that? Plug it in. Now ignore the dirt and cables everywhere, but here it is. And we're gonna attach the quick release right in, and it just slips right in. There we go. And it's starting. Let's see if I can actually bring you guys there. Look at it turn on. There we go. She's alive. And we're back. And, you know, one of the things you need to do immediately is to try out the wheel. And I set it all up in Fanatec, and I've also, done everything I need to do. And here we are. I mean, the telemetry pops up immediately when you hop in the game. And there's a whole paper that they give you to show you how to set up on the F1. And I did it, and it immediately worked. So, and it's F1 2025, so it's not a lower version or anything like that. It works perfectly fine with the current one. I think the only issue that I'm discovering right now is the same issue that I mentioned earlier, and it's the paddle shifters. But after further testing, it isn't just the paddle shifters, it's just a paddle shifter. It's the reality, it's the one on the right, which is my upshift, not my downshift, because my downshift, if you listen to it, you actually can hear it, and it's tactile, it sounds good, but when I upshift, you hear nothing. And it's super light, it's super nimble, I don't know, like there's another word for it, but it doesn't have the same tactile feedback. And I don't know if that's just because of the fact that maybe during the factory or I guess the building process, it wasn't tightened, or I'm supposed to do something as well to fix that. But I didn't. There was nothing on the papers to tell you to do that. There's nothing on the website to tell you how to do that. So I don't know. I'm definitely in the content support. This feels legitimately like an actual wheel, right? And it's almost fully like 3D printed, and it doesn't give me that cheap feeling on the track, on the thing. They've done a great job, a splendid job with this wheel. It gives me hope for other competitors, especially coming into this blindly, right? Where I've never tried any of the replica wheels. This is my first replica wheel that by a person that I've never, or by a company that I've never heard before. It's great. Oh, I hit that real well too. That was a really good sector. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Speaking of which, I think my right side, my upshift just died. It did just die. It did just die. It just broke. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it now because, well, it did feel great and only a few minutes of testing and then it just died. So that's pretty interesting. So we're at the conclusion portion of the video, and I'm sorry to say, but the actual, just gonna give you the number out, it's a 6 out of 10. Just because of the fact that the paddle shifter died, and it's not just because the paddle shifter died, right? It's because now it kind of uncovers an underlying like problem, reliability. Like what else on this part of this wheel is gonna go wrong? It is 3D printed, so there is definitely the quality of is not fully there, but outside of the paddle shifters going wrong, this wheel was amazing. I mean, the screen is insanely good looking. The buttons are nice and they're tactile. They have no issues at all. The rotaries, which are the same part of the buttons, but they also feel really nice. The LEDs, the grips. I think it's polyurethane. It is amazing, dude. It's better than any grip that I've ever had. And then just on my palm, like, you know, without gloves, it feels amazing. You kind of just take all those account first. You get a 10 out of 10 wheel for sure because the price point is amazing. But then you go with the paddle shifters and you kind of see where the quality dropped off because the entire housing of it is 3D printed. I don't know, you can tell from here. And the actual shifter itself is plastic. So you kind of, I mean, of course the whole wheel is 3D printed, but out of everything, out of all the rest of the part of the wheel, it feels solid on every other portion of the wheel except for the paddle shifter. And that's so unique. I feel like a lot of companies are more focused on how the paddle shifter feel than anything else. But it's okay. It's not okay because it broke. But I digress. It's the point to the fact that I'm just saying that now it shows that what else can go wrong in this wheel, and it's scary. If I any other wheel, like I bought like a Mozo one, like the FSR, the SimMagic FX Pro Formula, or the Fanatec V2, whatever Formula one, right? You have all those wheels that are around a lot higher. You know, the FSR is $650, the SimMagic one's $550, and then the Formula for Fanatec is also like $450 retail. So you're really just throwing yourself right in the middle of all that, not the middle, but right under all of them, and you're being incredible, and just like, you know, like competing in the sense of a competitive price. So to have one issue that really makes it all risks scary, but it is a risk that you're accepting, is the quality control. And I don't know. I can't tell you if out of like the trust of my own heart that this wheel will last like a year or two, just because on the first 7 minutes of me testing it, it kind of just breaks. So out of excluding all that, it is a 10 out of 10 wheel, but this is not a 6 out of 10. I will say though, the wheel is by far shouldn't be unknown. I feel like the company has done a lot of they can, and for the fact there's no YouTubers at all that are on this, I'm going to be taking this to the Sim Expo when I go on Sunday, so other people can try it out, or at least just look at it and test it, and just like, obviously it's a quick release one, so it's not going to be testable, but people can look at it and see what it is, and maybe people can talk about it. So maybe have some more attention towards MVHstudios, but I will say to them as well that the paddle shifter did break midway, and it required me to try to fix it myself, and I only got a temporary fix. So I will say though that I'm excited for anything else MVH kind of produces, because if this is the wheel that we get, if anything else later on is going to probably be a lot better. So that's it. I mean, that's the rest of the review. I'm sorry that the video ended up becoming really long, and I definitely was, while editing this, it was like, wow, there's a lot of portions where I could probably just can cut out, and I left it in because, well, if you're watching that part of the video, then you'll probably watch the rest of the video. So I am leaving timestamps, so it doesn't matter. But thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it all. You guys are the coolest, the greatest, and the sexiest of everybody to watch this video. And I mean, if you are interested in the MVH, that's my ideas and things like that. So I'm going to be talking to the support, and I'll probably make an update video. But thank you guys for